In 2023, I'm trying to play more rapid games for actual chess improvement versus all the blitz and bullet that's just rotting my brain. Hopefully this is a goal for you as well, and if it is, then come join me for this analysis of a d4 game with the Trompowsky. Bishop g5, it is not super common, but it is something that I've been trying to pick up as a tool. And here we get a lot of normal moves. I played knight d2 to try to kind of take advantage of this knight that may potentially be pinned, maybe not. Sometimes you want to play e3, but it all depends. All right, knight f3, developing moves. And here I was thinking bishop c4. It's always a question of where to place the bishop, but in this case, I wanted to put a pin on the f7 square. The only way to deal with this pin conveniently would probably be like e6, but then you walk into a worse pin. So I thought bishop c4 was a pretty fitting move. h6, I move my bishop back, and they're going all in. Now, I kind of wanted to consider sacrificing this knight because, you know, in the candidates, you know, you see like Ferrugia and Richard Report sacrificing this knight on g5 to open up the king. But then I remembered I'm not a super grandmaster, and this is a rapid game where my opponent will have some time to find some resources. So I was like, let's be normal. Just act normal, okay? And move the bishop back. Okay. I short castle, and I immediately realized, I should not have short castled because knight h5 is pretty powerful. I wanted to play e5, but I wanted to short castle and then like bring a rook over. The issue is that black can make moves as well. So e5 immediately, and it's a lot better because, you know, for example, if they take it, it's pretty bad because now you are coming with tempo to knock this knight out, or if they try like knight h5 to remove the defender. Let's see, if they try knight h5 immediately, then I think I can play like e6. And e6 is really annoying because this is coming with tempo. And yeah, in general, it's just like opening up the king. And if you were to take, then I think I can just take here and like I'm opening up more lines of attack. But let's go back because I actually did castle, but it's still okay after knight h5. Now I play c3. They do take, and I open up my rook. After e5, I just play queen b3, trying to really take advantage of this diagonal. So I'm trying to apply pressure on this light square diagonal, which I actually end up forgetting shortly here. But after this, you know when I said I was applying pressure on the diagonal? Now is the time. Now is the time to seize the day, okay? And give this check, because when the rook takes, it is pinned. Like it can't move anywhere, right? So because it's pinned, you can take on either of these, and you can't take the knight back because look, everything is pointing at the f7 square. For example, if you take, this is just catastrophic for black. So of course, like I said, you know, even though I moved my queen to b3 to form this battery and look at this discovery, I had amnesia and I immediately forgot and I moved my bishop back. But it's okay. It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. Okay, like that's like a very common thing that my college tennis coach used to say. It's about finishing stronger than you start. That's what it is. And it's similar in chess. It's not about who blunders first. It's about who blunders last. And here, after bishop e6, it looks like a juicy, annoying move, but in reality, it's making your bishops very, very sad. I mean, like, I was like, okay, immediately, why don't I just close this off? What are you going to do? Bishop moves back to try to have life again, and also bishop a4 looked like an annoying move, and I was like, my queen's going to be like in an awkward spot. So I came up with a4, and I was proud of this move. You know, it's not natural to be like, oh, let's you know, get rid of the rook. But, you know, after they took, I was like, okay, we'll take two pieces for a rook and a pawn. Like, that's better, right? And it's always easier to say, oh, that's better, but how do you prove it, right? Like, you know, it's still unclear. You still have to go and win the chess game, even though the engine's like, Stockfish is like, yes, of course, we have two pieces for a rook and a pawn. You're winning now. But how do you win? Well, after f5, this seems a little bit aggressive, but I was a little confused because I just wanted like the e pawn to never be able to like push because it would be a passed pawn. I think this is a little bit seeing ghost here and there, but what I could have done is just take. Yeah, you can't really take because I actually form a huge battery on the light squares, and it's pretty bad. Your dark square bishop is just completely in the way of your protection for your king. Instead, I went and played c4. Don't know. We move on, and g4 is the best move. Knight moves on, and f4 is really the mistake that kind of ended it for my opponent because he hung a pawn. He wanted to get a little tricky, and this is like a cheap trick that you would pull out in blitz more than in rapid. Because if g takes f4, then I lose the knight. Okay, but I saw that, so I was like, okay, well I can always just take, and when you take, I can damage my structure with this. H takes g3, but I saw another move first, which was this check, and this is where things got catastrophic. If you go to this, you get forked. If you go here, I think I can even just like at some point play queen d1 and go in this way. Yeah, it's quite bad for them. They played king h8 and resigned. Because knight g6, you go here, I give a check. Yeah, I think you have to just go king h8. It's really bad. All in all, like not like a perfect game, but definitely a lot of different ideas. Hopefully you can take something away from. Just when people push pawns, you gotta look for the purpose of the push. Like, because I think it was very easy to just see pawn take pawn, but well, you can't do that. You gotta remember that what changes in the position. If you want to see more instructive chess games, then go check out that video over there. And happy learning, everyone.